Daniel, I need to tell you about something embarrassing that happened when I was describing my holiday to a friend last week.
I love a good embarrassing story.
Tell me everything. So I was telling her about this beautiful little town I visited, and I said the town was very small and quiet. It had beautiful old buildings. The weather was perfect. I had an amazing view from my window. And she kept nodding along very naturally. That sounds perfectly correct to me, actually. Yes. But then I said, the food was absolutely delicious and I had very hungry every evening. And she stopped me and said, wait, you had very hungry?
I see the problem immediately.
I knew something was wrong the moment it came out of my mouth. But in that moment, I genuinely could not explain why it was wrong. They both felt like past descriptions to me.
And that is the most honest thing any English learner has ever said, because they are both past descriptions, just two completely different types of past descriptions. And Enna, you do not have a grammar problem.
Let me guess. I have a different kind of problem? You have a weather problem. A weather problem? Now I am very confused. In the best possible way. Because here's the thing. When you look up at the sky, you see the atmosphere, the color, the temperature, the feeling in the air. You cannot hold the sky. You cannot pack it in a bag. It just is. That is was. Okay. The sky. I'm picturing it. And when you pack a suitcase before a trip, you put things inside. Physical things. Responsibilities. Items. Experiences you carry with you. Things you own or possess. That is had. The sky and the suitcase. That is actually brilliant. Was is the sky. You cannot touch it. Had is the suitcase. You pack it and carry it.
And once you see those two images clearly, you will never confuse them again. No rules, no charts, just two pictures.
I am already feeling better about this. If you are listening and was versus had ever confuses you, stay with us until the very end. And subscribe to Real English Podcast for a brand new episode every single day. Let us start with was, the sky. Was describes the atmosphere, how something felt, the emotional and sensory quality of a moment, the color of the air around you. You cannot hold it, you cannot put it in a bag. It simply exists as a feeling or a state. So, was is for emotions and feelings, things you experienced internally. Emotions, yes. And also the atmosphere of a place, the mood of a situation, the quality of something. Let me take you somewhere. Close your eyes for a moment, Enna. Eyes are closed. You are sitting in a small cafe. It is a rainy afternoon. The music is soft. The smell of coffee is in the air. How does this feel? The cafe was cozy. The atmosphere was warm and calm. I was completely relaxed. The music was gentle. The rain outside was actually beautiful. Open your eyes. Look at what you just did naturally. Cozy, warm, calm, relaxed, gentle, beautiful. Every single one of those is the sky, the atmosphere, the feeling in the air. None of them are things you pack. You cannot put cozy in a suitcase. You cannot pack relaxed. They are just the weather of the moment. Exactly. Now, let me give you more was situations from real everyday life. Your friend looks at an old photo and says, "I was so young in this picture." Young is a condition, the sky of that time. I was exhausted after the long journey. Exhausted is the atmosphere inside my body. Perfect. The meeting was very productive. Productive is the weather of the meeting, the quality of it. You cannot pack productivity in a bag. The film was disappointing. The city was absolutely stunning. The traffic was terrible. The food was incredible. All sky, all atmosphere, all was.
So was works for people, places, things, feelings? Anything where I am describing the quality or atmosphere of something in the past? Exactly. If you are painting the color of something, the mood, the feeling, the temperature of a moment, use was. You are describing the sky of that moment in time. Was paints the sky. I will never forget that. Golden phrase. Was paints the sky. The atmosphere, the feeling, the mood. You cannot pack it. Now, had, the suitcase. Had describes what you carried, what existed in your life, what you possessed, owned, faced, or dealt with. If was is the sky you look up at, had is the suitcase you drag along with you. So had is for actual things, physical or conceptual things I possessed, things you possessed, problems you faced, responsibilities you carried, experiences you went through. All of these go in the suitcase. Let me give you a situation, and you tell me, sky or suitcase?
Okay, let me try.
You went on a difficult trip, long journey. You arrived at the hotel, and you had a beautiful room overlooking the sea. Suitcase. The room is a thing, a physical space. It belongs to the trip. I had it. Not the atmosphere of the room, the actual room itself. Perfect. Now, the room was absolutely stunning. Sky. Stunning is the atmosphere, the feeling, the quality. I am painting the sky of the room, not putting the room in a suitcase. Excellent. You are already thinking in pictures. Now, more suitcase examples. You had a window seat on the plane. The window seat is a thing. You possessed it. You had 2 large bags to carry, physical things in the real suitcase. You had a long delay at the airport. The delay is a problem you faced, a heavy thing in the suitcase of that journey. Brilliant. Now, the more subtle ones. You had no sleep the night before. Sleep is something you possess or lack, like a resource in the suitcase. You had a wonderful time. The time, the experience, is something you carried away with you. Oh, I had a wonderful time. The experience goes in the suitcase. But the time was wonderful? That is the sky, the quality of it.
Now you have cracked the deepest level. The same experience, 2 different cameras. The suitcase holds the experience. The sky colors it. I had a wonderful time. I carried that experience. The time was wonderful. That was the atmosphere of it. Same moment, 2 ways of looking at it. Suitcase and sky both describing the same trip from different angles. You just understood something that takes most learners months to figure out. Well done. Golden phrase. Had fills the suitcase. The things, the problems, the experiences you carry. Now, let us take the same life situation and describe it first with the sky and then with the suitcase. This is where the difference really clicks. Okay, give me the situation.
University exam week. One of the most stressful times in any student's life. Sky first. Describe the atmosphere and feelings.
The week was absolutely brutal. I was exhausted every single day. The library was cold and silent. The pressure was unbearable. Everyone was tense and pale.
Beautiful sky, cold library, silent atmosphere, exhausted feelings, tense mood. All was and were. Now, pack the suitcase. Tell me what existed during that week. I had 5 exams in 4 days. I had barely any sleep. I had 3 thick textbooks to finish. I had a study group that met every evening. I had a very patient friend who kept bringing me coffee. Perfect suitcase. 5 exams, carried them. 3 textbooks, packed them. A study group, possessed it. A patient friend, she was part of the journey. All had.
I was exhausted, Sky. I had 5 exams, Suitcase. I was tense, Sky. I had barely any sleep, Suitcase. 2 different pictures of the exact same week.
And this is how native speakers naturally switch between was and had without ever thinking about grammar. They are just switching cameras. Sky camera, then suitcase camera, instinctively. So when I tell a story in English, I am constantly switching between these 2 cameras, painting the sky, and then showing what was in the suitcase. That is exactly how natural storytelling in English works. And the fact that you can articulate it means you will now do it automatically.
Okay, I want to try fixing mistakes now. Give me the wrong sentences, and I will diagnose them with sky or suitcase.
Mistake 1, the most classic of all. I had very hungry after the long walk.
Wrong camera! Hungry is a feeling. It is the weather inside your body. It is sky, not suitcase. You cannot pack hunger into a bag. Correct sentence, I was very hungry after the long walk. Was for the feeling. Perfect diagnosis. Mistake 2. She was a terrible headache all morning. Wrong camera again. A headache is a thing, a physical problem. You carry it like a heavy stone in the suitcase. She had a terrible headache all morning. Had for the thing you possess or suffer from.
Excellent. Mistake 3. This one is trickier. He had very tired during the presentation.
Tired is an emotion. The color of the sky, not something you pack. He was very tired during the presentation. Feelings always get was, never had.
And mistake 4, the one that confuses even advanced learners. The meeting had very long, and we were bored.
Oh, interesting. Long is the quality of the meeting, the atmosphere, the sky of that situation. The meeting was very long, but we were bored. Also sky, our emotional condition. 2 skies in one sentence. The meeting was very long, and we were bored. You just diagnosed a double sky sentence correctly. The mistake clinic is officially closed. You are completely ready for the real-world test. Now, real life scene. Anna tells a story about a wedding she attended. Daniel listens and responds naturally. Was and had both used perfectly throughout. Listen first, then repeat everything.
So, Anna, you went to your cousin's wedding last month, right? How was it?
Oh, Smith, it was absolutely magical. The venue was a beautiful old garden. The weather was perfect, warm but not too hot. Everything was just right.
That sounds stunning.
Was it a big wedding? It was. They had almost 200 guests. My cousin had the most beautiful dress I have ever seen. And her husband was so nervous at the altar. It was actually very sweet.
Was the ceremony long?
It was about 40 minutes. Very emotional. Her father had a small speech prepared, and honestly, by the end, we were all crying.
The words were so beautiful.
Oh, that is lovely. Was the food good?
The food was incredible. They had a chef from a very well-known restaurant.
We had 5 courses. I am not joking. I was absolutely full by the end, but I could not stop eating.
And was there dancing?
The dancing was wild. They had a live band and the music was fantastic. I had sore feet for 2 days afterwards, but it was completely worth it.
It sounds perfect.
Was everyone happy?
Everyone was genuinely overjoyed. The whole day had a magical quality to it. I had tears in my eyes more than once, in the best possible way. Did you catch every sky and every suitcase? Count how many times you heard was and had, and write the numbers in the comments.
Daniel, can I tell everyone a little secret?
Of course. What secret?
When I was learning English, I always forgot grammar lessons after a few days.
Honestly, that happens to almost everyone.
I would watch a lesson, understand it, and then completely forget it the next week.
Exactly why we prepared something special for today's episode.
Oh, yes. Guys, at the end of this lesson, we're going to show you a very simple summary card. A visual summary that helps you remember today's lesson in just a few seconds. And trust me, it makes a huge difference. So don't leave early. Stay with us until the very end. And take a screenshot of the summary card when it appears on the screen.
You can save it on your phone and review it anytime.
Many learners tell us that these summary cards help them remember English much faster.
So promise us one thing. Stay until the end, take a screenshot, and keep learning English the smart way. Okay, one final quick test. I will say the situation, and you say was or had. Ready?
Ready. Go.
The journey blank, very long. Was. Long is the quality of the journey, the sky, the atmosphere of it. She blank, a very strict teacher in secondary school. Had. The teacher is a person she carried through her school years, packed in the suitcase of that time. The hotel room blank, small but very clean. Was. Small and clean are qualities. The sky of the room. You are painting the atmosphere.
They blank an incredible adventure in the mountains.
Had. The adventure is an experience they carried, a precious item in the suitcase of that trip.
He blank, so confident during the interview that everyone was impressed.
Was. Confident is the sky of his presence, the atmosphere he created, the feeling in the room. Was.
The project blank 3 major problems that nearly stopped everything.
Had. 3 major problems are heavy stones carried in the suitcase of the project, things that existed and had to be dealt with.
Okay, let me try the mental summary without any help. Go ahead, show me. Was. The sky. I use was when I am describing the atmosphere of a moment. The feeling, the quality, the mood, the emotional temperature of a situation. How something felt. I was tired. The city was beautiful. The atmosphere was tense. Things you cannot pack.
Perfect.
And the suitcase?
Had. The suitcase. I use had for things I carried, problems I faced, responsibilities I held, experiences I went through, possessions I owned, things that existed in my life during that time. I had a long journey. She had 3 deadlines. They had an amazing experience. Things you pack and carry.
You just taught that episode better than I did, honestly.
Well, I had an excellent teacher, and the situation was very enjoyable.
See, you just used both perfectly without thinking.
Oh, I did not even notice. The sky and the suitcase, they really do become automatic. That is the goal. Not grammar, not rules, just pictures. When you picture the sky, was comes naturally. When you picture the suitcase, had comes naturally. Your comment challenge today. Tell us about a memorable trip or a special day using both was and had. Paint the sky and fill the suitcase in your comment. We reply to every single one.
Subscribe to Real English Podcast for a brand new episode every single day. Keep listening, keep picturing, keep speaking. See you next time.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next episode. Real English Podcast, real English every day.